Hey guys, welcome to the Asking Us Show, episode number 41, and today I'm going to be talking about 4 of my essential SEO tasks every single month. Stick around. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. And number 1, it's keyword research. Why is that so important? Because eventually it leads on to content production. So keyword research is at the bedrock of a good solid SEO campaign. And some of the services that we use for content research is a service called BuzzSumo. A lot of existing SEOs will know what that is. Basically allows us to determine what content is getting shared a lot around the internet, what sort of content, even just from an example perspective, the sort of content that a lot of people within the industry find valuable already. So it gives us insights into what makes an industry tick and what people within that industry like and share and engage with. It also tells us how much links that piece of content has that will therefore use Ahrefs to therefore dig a little deeper on the link front. We also use Ahrefs has a keyword suggestion tool. It's got a popular content tool that's already embedded into it. It's got a lot of amazing functionality other than just from a link perspective that we can use and gather to find valuable keyword suggestions and article suggestions on the behalf of our clients. Also, Google Suggest, which is just one of my favorite tools. I like how it orders lists of results, and the people also ask section. It's always been a gold mine. I mean, if nothing else, the Google Suggest, and I've mentioned in previous videos some sort of techniques that you can use for Google Suggest, which will give you huge amounts of content ideas and suggestions to write about, and to also build video content and infographics and all sorts of amazing things, really only limited by your creativity. Now guys, one thing to take away would be the answerthepublic.com. I think this is I don't think a lot of people talk about it. I think it's fantastic. It gives you basically the who, what, where, how, and why. So if you type in SEO, press enter, it will come up with who invented SEO as one of the who categories. Then it'll be like, what should I do every month for SEO? Where did SEO come from? How should I do SEO? And why should I do SEO? And it basically gives you even more. It gives you it's basically like a mind map. And it's a really good tool. So if you only take that away from this video, then you already have something that is extremely valuable. And so once we lean towards the long tail in our content production, because I believe that the long tail holds so much massive opportunity, and a lot of businesses, especially when you're dealing with small businesses that don't have a whole lot of authority, one of the best ways to sort of build them up and to get rankings and to get maybe a few extra 100 people a month on the website is to produce an article. It's really that simple. And produce articles that we find that are popular, that we believe people are going to share on social media and potentially link to. All good stuff. And then we take forward, let's say 3 or 4 suggestions to clients, and we understand their business model. Some of our clients prefer to have content built in-house, which is totally fine. So that the tone and their business model is controllable in-house. They obviously have the best perspective on that. But we've got some amazing content writers. I did a video with Mariah talking about content, the tone, the audience at a more specific and detailed level. So go and check that out on our YouTube channel. But obviously we take the suggestions and we look at the location. So where's the client targeting their business? Who are the people? Are they from Australia, America? Obviously even English speaking varies so much from the UK to the US to down under. Obviously, the tone, are we speaking professionally, intimately? Are we speaking from the point of view of technically? Obviously, I've got clients that are in, the industrial temperature sensor manufacturing industry, and obviously the tone there is really sort of straight. It's straight to the point. It's technical. It doesn't need. It's not really speaking from a highly journalistic point of view. the audience, who are they? What's the demographics, the age? We look at a wide range of different things. What are they into and things like that. Obviously, age is explanatory, and all the other demographics that go into a good written article that meets the objectives of who we're targeting it to. Because every piece of content should think first the audience. And obviously, sometimes clients are like, no. They push back a little because they want to make sure that their tone is expressed the right way, their business model is sort of upheld. But at the end of the day, as an SEO, we know that, I just dropped it, leave that in, that obviously the most important part is what does the audience going to find valuable really comes down, when it comes down to it, is probably the most important. Then number 2, a good site crawl. So every single month I like to perform a site crawl, especially the larger the site, the more important that is, because obviously problems come up, clients remove pages that start to 404, there's missing images, there could be missing other pieces of content from like so many dreadful things I've seen in the last few months. Pages, canonicals have been removed, and therefore multiple internal pages have sort of started popping up that for some reason a web developer has installed something which then wipes out a canonical on certain pages of a template, and there goes 30% of pages now have a canonical removed, which then allows when they run articles, URLs and pages through Facebook advertising and all these other sorts of advertising platforms, they sometimes append, question like extra query perimeters, which might be like, a question mark, FB click ID equal blah, 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 which then communicates with like a Facebook pixel or whatever it's got to communicate with. And it's just basically Facebook's, they append it to make sure you know where your clicks are coming from. So it's one of those things where we can then mount up multiple duplication of pages, and sometimes all these various things. I'm going to look at screamingfrog, what it helps us as SEOs to determine. So that's really an important task every single month. Number 3, obviously, link outreach, some form of, hey, we've got this content here, go and check it out. It might be, here's the top 5 gaming laptops of 2015. Now my client's written an article about the 2009, so you may want to link to that instead, or you might want to use some of our content for your next article, and building relationships with other industry related bloggers and influencers, because really link building should really be renamed to link relationship building, because the relationship now is the most important part of obtaining high links. One of the best links that I've got for a client, when you look at the authority of a website, was I just happened to know this person and I met this person and built a relationship with that person, and therefore when I asked them, hey, can you link to my client on this page, it saved my client thousands and thousands of dollars. Now that's just one example, but it just shows that it proves the point at the end of the day that relationships and how you engage in relationships with other bloggers and influencers is really critical. Now you really got to be offering something of substantial value. They got to want to, even in that example, they saw something that we were producing that would benefit their users, and even that relationship was there, we still had something that was valuable to their users. So that's why keyword research, BuzzSumo, going back to keyword research and content production being number 1, is because they still have to, whoever links to you has to believe that the audience that they have is going to find what you have as valuable. So we can then obviously do content roadshow, look it up, it's a really good technique, and obviously social media to sort of get in front of key bloggers and influencers, and just get the article sort of out there and shown to people. That would take a lot longer to do if we were doing it manually. And number 4, finally, a good content audit. We all love a fantastic content audit. Updating old content is like massive low-hanging fruit. Improving existing content. So if you've got maybe only 400-500 words You might want to actually extend that article to 1,000. You might want to, sometimes, you know, it might be like, let's say you do let's say you got an article that, you know, 5 cleaning tips for a granite benchtop. You may go into another category where you talk about if you're cleaning a white granite benchtop, and then add an extra 500 words about cleaning a white granite benchtop. And then you may decide to include another 500 words about cleaning a black based granite benchtop or whatever, right? You get the point. So 1 minute you got an article that's a standard about cleaning granite benchtops in the kitchen, and then later on you improve that by maybe including a video, cleaning specific white color benchtops, and you build the article out. One of my clients has, I think, an extra 50 to 100 clicks just because we introduced like literally 4 or 5 paragraphs of content, 4 or 5 sentences about heights of this specific product. And like we get in the aged care industry, so we get an extra 50 or so clicks a month because of this few sentences on a page. And so it's so important to obviously even improve the current content. And 3, obviously look for any opportunities when you're doing a content audit, PDFs, images, anything that you can take and convert it into web pages. Because yes, Google can understand images to a lot. Obviously they've got Google image search, they can understand, they've got the technology to do it, and PDFs, they can read it for the most part. But obviously there's nothing better than converting that into plain text. And if you can convert it into an article, even better. So guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully you found that valuable. If you've got any questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and I look forward to speaking with you in the next video. Thank you so much.